Hi, I'm Jim Gary and welcome to Batillepi's Workshop. In this video, I finished stripping parts from my blown 7.4-liter Vortec engine from my 26-year-old Workhorse-based motorhome so that I can transfer them over to the new long block engine. In this video, I removed the intake manifold, the valve covers, the harmonic balancer, and the timing chain cover for the new engine. I also took off the heads just to see what caused the connecting rod to get bent and the piston skirt to shatter. And I'll tell you exactly why it happened at the wrap-up at the end of this video. So please be aware that I'm a biologist, not a professional mechanic. I'm showing you what I did, not what I think you should do. So please consult a professional before taking on work like this. And as always, I welcome any comments or suggestions you may have. If you found this video interesting, there are links to my other videos in the description below. So please like and subscribe. Now let's get on with the video. I'm going to start stripping the old engine down, and there's this. I think this might be something to do with the PCV valve. And I notice there's 3 bolts across the top and there's 4 across the bottom. And I also want to note the positions. There's this long bracket here, and these are to hook up the spark plug wires. And notice that this is the back of the engine. So this is where the spark plug wires come down and then get distributed across. And I've got the wires all packed away. And the bolts are 3/8 inch heads, and they're the hat-shaped bolts. There's no extra washers or anything. I can't get the driver in here, so I'll use a socket wrench. Now the manual claims these valve cover gaskets are reusable. I guess they are. It just popped right off. But they're all nice and clean inside. So we'll go to the other side and take off that valve cover. So this is that last bolt. Ah, it's loose. Okay, I think that's loose. So let's pop this off all in one piece, I hope. Yep. Oh, that's beautiful. So here's what's inside it. And I'll just set it down. You was right, I had to take the top off in order to get the bottom on. I don't see any gasket. Yeah, there's a gasket on the top piece. But now it can go in. I believe these are 9/16 nuts. So I'm just going to go through, and there's 2 here, there's 2 more here, 2 more here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then 2 more up front. And they're 9/16. Okay, so let's see. They're just hat shaped. There's no extra washer. Okay. And I can now reach that top valve cover. I found one more bolt right here. So it's on the rear of the engine on the left side, just underneath this mechanism that's caused me so much grief taking this thing off. But let's get this bolt out. Yep, that's loose. Let me see if it's the same length as the others. No, so this one is a short one. So I tagged that as the short one and exactly where it goes. And then when I was taking this apart before I took the engine out, I had taken out a couple of bolts trying to get some wiggle room here. So I'm going to just put these in so I don't lose them. Okay, so the whole thing should just pop right out. Oh, it's full of gasoline, so that is where I was getting that smell of gasoline. Got a basin here. I'm going to take this out and try to pour all the fuel into this basin I've got here. And look at all this crap. This just fell in when I took it out. I don't think it was under here to begin with. And looking at the new engine, this piece here comes with the manifold. It's not on the new engine. So I want to take off the heads. That's the goal today. And I noticed these little tabs here, and I popped them out, and all that does is holds in the gasket here. So I'm going to take the gasket off. I've popped all the tabs loose. There. And I think I have one of these, a new one. Then the next thing on here is this steel metal panel. It looks like it just clips out, or a little pry bar. So this did not come in the new engine. I assume it just snaps out. I didn't see any. There it goes. I didn't see any. There it goes. Any other way for it to come out? So this is rear. And now what's in here looks exactly like what's in my new long block. So to take the heads off, there's just, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts. When I took the manifold off, a lot of debris that was on top of it fell in here, so I'm using my little battery-powered vacuum cleaner. This little thing is just a Ryobi. I bought it because I have a lot of Ryobi tools. And man, it's come in so handy for so many things when you don't want to grab a big vacuum cleaner or a big long hose. It's just the thing in this, it's a 1 gallon one in this little hose. So let's see if we can loosen these head bolts. Man, they are on there good. So I got all the bolts out, 6 of them, and they all seem to have this sealant on them. There. So this will go in a bag. So now it's time to get the bottom ones out. I should have probably gone back and forth with them, but just 5 bolts along there, and they're the same as the others. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 more down here. Huh. No idea. Okay. Ah, it's off. There we go. Okay. Ha. It's interesting. So a friend of mine, when I sent him the pictures of the bottom end, he said, I bet you the side with the bent rod, connecting rod, is going to have water in it. And there it is, full of water. So here's the old motor. This is a cylinder where the gasoline was, so this is the one with the bent connecting rod. And I need to take off the harmonic balancer so I can get the timing chain cover off, because I have to transfer the timing cover over to the new block. So I bought this harmonic balancer puller and installation kit. It was about $40 or something like that on Amazon. And mainly it comes with this and all kinds of different nuts and bolts to do the pulling. So I'll get that figured out and get it set up in a minute. Since the first harmonic balancer I bought broke and it was a poor design, I just ordered a more traditional type, and that's what's in here. Again, from Amazon. I think this was $26. And I've bought stuff from OMT before, and I've had good luck with OMT products. So let's see what we get. We got a manual, really heavy duty. And I think the problem with the other one was a very small bolt screwed into this here and then connected into the crankshaft. But this one uses these points instead. So these come out. There's various shapes of these. Some are cones, some are just flat. This is actually a cup shaped. So I'll get this set up and get it on there, and we'll see if we can break this one too. A couple things. They said for me to grease these threads here, which I'll do. And they said to fit this in and see how it lines up, how many holes, because it's got 4 on it, but only 3 of the holes on the harmonic balancer are threaded. So I have to use these 3 here. So I put PB Blaster in here and down around here a couple days ago, and I've been squirting it in now and again. And it said to grease the threaded thing on this puller, so I've got my red and tacky grease here. I'm going to just grease it up. Makes a lot of sense, because I think this is a pretty big harmonic balancer, because it's a pretty big engine. I'll pull this out, thread this through, I'll put this on. And then these bolts, it came with washers, and these are 3/8 by 24 thread, which, by the way, are almost exactly the same as M10 by 1 thread. Kind of surprising. So I'm going to put 2 washers I have behind each bolt. It'll still go in plenty far, but I think that'll give me able to space it more evenly. What I want is all of those to fit fully flush. So all those bolts appear flush. I think I'm pretty good. So I'm going to just use my nut driver. See if I can't get this to come up. It's supposed to go clockwise. I'm going to put something underneath it so if I drop it, there won't be any damage. Okay, so these are 3/8 inch bolts. Thing I'm using, but they're just little 3/8 inch head bolts with a hat cap, so there's no separate washer. There's a seal here where the harmonic balancer goes. To make sure I get a new one of those. Since there's no heads on this, the engine's light enough, I'm just going to flip the engine over so you get a better look at how the bottom of this connects. There's 2, 4, 6. I think it's just supposed to come off. Yep. Oh, it's the gasket. This is the oil pan gasket. It's jammed in there. Won't be needing that anymore because I got a new one for the new motor. There, now it comes right off. So there it is. It's nice and clean inside. There's the timing chain. So those of you that may not, or most of you watching this probably know what a long block is, but when you buy a long block, you're basically getting a stripped down engine with heads and the timing chain and the pistons, all that stuff. But you don't get the oil pan, you don't get the fuel injection system, you don't get the intake manifold, and you don't get the timing chain cover. So this I've got to clean up, get new seals for it, and run it in. And this seems to be a sensor here for the timing chain. And there's a gasket in here too, so I'll have to get a new gasket. But the gasket doesn't go all the way in, it just goes, it's not a complete circle. I'm sure they sell those. So there we go. We got all the parts off the motor I think I need to transfer to the new motor now. So, why did my low mileage but really old engine fail catastrophically? Well, my inspection showed that the third cylinder on the right side of the engine was full of gasoline. And my understanding is that this was most likely because the fuel injector for that cylinder failed in the open position, and residual fuel pressure caused it to fill the cylinder with fuel. And when I tried to start the engine that fateful day, the piston could not compress the gasoline because it's an incompressible fluid. So essentially, the force of the other 7 pistons pushed so hard on the one cylinder filled with fluid that it bent the connecting rod and shattered the piston skirt, causing the engine to seize immediately. This is called hydraulic lock, and it can be caused by either fuel or water accumulating in the cylinder. The water could get in through a hairline crack on the block or head, or through a blown head gasket. From what I can tell, hydraulic lock can occur anytime a fuel injector fails in the open position. So even though my engine only had 22,000 miles, it and the injectors were 26 years old. So I'll be replacing all the injectors when I transfer the intake manifold to the new engine. And that's something to think about if you have an older engine. So now I can turn my attention to assembling all the needed parts onto my new long block and getting it back in the motorhome. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Similar videos of mine are linked in the description below. Bye.